everybody. Welcome to the Mess Hall. This is the show where we bake, broil, boil, batter, and barbecue some special recipes while sharing some amazing stories with the men and women that have served our great country. Special treat for you today in the kitchen, the executive chef of the JBJ Soul Kitchen in Red Bank, New Jersey, Chef Emily Yasi, and she gonna be making a couple of great dishes that you're gonna love. Barbecue chicken sliders with house-made, sold-seasoned barbecue sauce. Going to be so good. And then we're going to dive in to her sold-seasoned sweet potato chips. Say that 3 times real fast. And the best thing about it is, it's all coming up right here on the Mess Hall, brought to you by our great friends at the Proprietors Lodge of Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Hey everybody, welcome back. A great pleasure today to have with us in the kitchen on the Mess Hall, executive chef of the JBJ Soul Kitchen, Chef Emily Yasi. Chef, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
This is
This
is an honor, and just to let you know, that's honey right there, okay?
Oh, it's honey?
Yeah.
Might be sweet.
All right.
Well, where's your gloves, man?
Right here, and the order's already. All right, what do we got?
That's what we do in New Jersey.
I forgot.
So we've got our pan here, we're getting it nice and hot, and we're gonna start out by adding a little oil, and we're just gonna let that get hot while we're marinating our chicken. We're just gonna take, we got some thick cut chicken breasts, and we're gonna have some of our house-made soul seasoning. We're gonna sprinkle that right on top, and we're just gonna mix it in. How about you mix that for me, man?
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. And you just pop it right over and...
Yep. Once our pan gets hot, we're gonna throw it right in.
Okay. And Emily, do you have to keep the chicken at a certain temperature before? I mean, obviously you don't put it in frozen, but do you have to keep it at a certain temperature?
Yeah, we like to keep things refrigerated, keep them fresh. We're definitely not serving any medium rare chicken today.
Okay, all right.
All right, once we get that chicken marinated, we're gonna throw it right in this pan.
Okay, and I do that now?
Any day now.
Okay. All right, there we go. Ooh,
oh yeah.
Wow, that's hot. You know, it was so great to have executive chef Emily Yasi on the program today, but I gotta tell you, I was expecting this quiet, little, unassuming executive chef, and man, was I in for a surprise.
So with the soul seasoning, it browns really fast, so we're just gonna give it a nice little flip.
Okay.
Perfect. It's got that nice sear on it from the caramelized sugar. Then we're gonna throw in some crushed garlic, if you just wanna give those guys a good smash.
Okay. Oh,
perfect.
Look at that. I love the smashed garlic.
Absolutely.
And that's good?
Yeah, throw that right in there with our bay leaves.
Okay. How many cloves you do?
Let's do all of them.
All right.
The more garlic, the more better.
Oh, that's it. Well, you're Italian, right? You like to cook with garlic. All right.
Absolutely.
Sure.
My bloodstream is 90% garlic on a good day.
I can smell. How come you don't chop this up and...
Well, because we're going to braise this in the oven.
Okay.
If you chopped it up really small, it would burn by the time the dish was done. So we just throw it in whole, and it'll roast nicely with our chicken. So we're going to throw in our stock, and then we're going to get this bad boy in the oven.
All right, awesome. By the way, thank you for the great shirt here today.
Absolutely.
From the JBJ Soul Kitchen.
Extra small.
Extra small.
All right, so we're going to get this guy in the oven.
Just a quick question. This soul season, right? Is this yours?
It's my boss's. Lou
Okay.
made it, but we sell it in the restaurant. So.
Okay, and are you allowed to divulge, or is this like the...
Unfortunately, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay, I don't want... You're a black belt, so I don't want to... She really is a black belt, so I'm not going to mess with that, but this is like the Colonel's 7 herbs and spices. Nobody knows about it, so it's very, very, very good, very powerful. And I learned firsthand today, you never, ever ask an executive chef what's in her spices.
We're starting out with, we're going to throw in our secret ingredient in this barbecue sauce is 1 perfectly charred onion. And that's what gives the barbecue sauce a nice smoky flavor. So we're going to throw that in there. We've got some ketchup. A lot of ketchup. Oh, you're in the splash zone, man.
Makeup.
I don't know what to tell you. Oh, don't ruin your makeup. We've got some brown sugar.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of brown sugar.
Heck yeah.
What does that add to?
Just sweetness,
okay.
You know. We have our soul seasoning, some apple cider vinegar.
Oh. That's actually good for you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably not when you add that much sugar, but you know.
Okay. What is that you just put in?
Worcestershire.
Okay.
This is some hot sauce, whatever variety you'd like. The hotter, the better. And then we've got some just yellow mustard. Oh, I almost forgot the best ingredient. We've got some fresh honey right here, straight from John Bon Jovi's.
Wow.
Do you get it?
I do.
So we're gonna put this lid right on and we're gonna get it blending just in time for our chicken to come out of the oven.
Now, any type of speed or anything like that now?
Low and slow wins
Okay.
the race, you know?
I noticed you didn't measure or use anything. Is that typically how
It's
you?
all pre-measured.
Okay.
I just wanted to save us some air time, but some chefs don't measure at all. But
Okay.
we like a consistent product. So. All right, this looks like it's about ready to go, and we're about ready to pull our chicken out of the oven.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Now, folks, a very special part of our show. We check in now with Christy and our fun food facts, brought to you by our great friends at Soldier On.
Thanks, Wayno. Our fun food fact today is brought to you by our friends at Soldier On. Check this out. During the Civil War, a hardtack was made up of flour, water, and a bit of salt. Nicknamed jawbreakers by soldiers, a daily ration consisted of 9 to 10 of these. To soften them, soldiers would dip them in their coffee or smash them with the butt of their guns to crumble and add to soups. And that is our fun food fact for today.
Okay, folks, we're back. Chicken's out of the oven, and I'm ready to take orders from Chef Emily. What do we?
Yet again, absolutely. So we've got our chicken here. We're just going to pull it right out of the pan.
Okay.
And why don't you shred this for me, Wayne?
All
You know
right.
I don't trust you with any knives after after how you cut that onion.
You saw my onion cutting. Now, is that the?
We can reserve a little of that liquid in case the barbecue sauce is too thick. We can
Okay.
just add a little of that liquid. That's the braising liquid from the chicken. So
Okay.
why don't you get shredding with this, and we'll mix it up with some barbecue sauce.
All right.
Shredding, no.
Okay.
Remember knives, no knives
Oh
for
no,
you.
that's right.
And Chef Emily, she was all over me about my onion cutting and cutting in general. I think I handle a knife pretty well.
Okay.
All right,
How
we got
shredding?
2 forks.
Oh.
You're just gonna
Oh.
pull this. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Okay, let me try.
All right.
All right, that's awesome.
So over here, I'm going to get started on our coleslaw dressing. We're just going to start out with some mayonnaise. We've got some sugar. This is Dijon mustard. And this is some apple cider vinegar.
I'm sorry, this chicken is done perfectly.
Absolutely, super tender.
Typically, everybody eats after the show. But today, one little pain in the behind fly wanted some of Chef Emily's cooking.
1 hour in the oven at 350, and that's all you need. With this recipe for the coleslaw dressing, we're not going to measure anything. It's more about just tasting to see if the acid balances out with the sweetness. We're not looking for something that's too sweet, and we're not looking for something that's too sour. Something that's just right,
Yeah, really.
So, how's that looking?
I think it's good, yeah.
All right, well, it's
all
not
set.
done, so we're not taste testing quite yet.
Okay.
We're just going to throw this right in the bowl.
Ah, she caught me. You don't miss much.
No. In a kitchen, you can't miss anything,
That's true.
Absolutely. So we're going to get this chicken in the bowl, and then we've got our barbecue sauce. And why don't you just toss this up together nice?
Okay.
And toss that on up. Oh, it's not pasta. It's not going to stick to the ceiling.
That's
It'll come right back down.
I can't get anything by her, I'll tell you. Now tell me, are you allowed to divulge the ingredients of this barbecue sauce, or?
We already did, man.
Okay.
Remember?
That's
Where
true.
were you?
Sorry, I'm overwhelmed.
So we're going to let that sit to the side for just a second, and we're going to get our coleslaw nice and cut up. Again, I don't know how I feel about you with a knife, but let's clean up. You're making a mess, too. Come on, man.
How many meals do you guys do at the JBJ Soul Kitchen?
I think we've done roughly 136,000.
Wow.
Close to. So we're going to chop our cabbage right in half,
Okay.
cut it in quarters. And this is a cut called chiffonade. We're just going to cut it super, super, super thin.
No way in hell she's trusting me with that knife for this, I'll tell you that right now.
Again, I saw you cut an onion. I don't know how anyone trusted you with a knife before. So,
There we That's good.
Throw this right in with our dressing. From there, we've got just some shredded carrots. And we're going to throw those in just for a nice pop of color. And we're going to get mixing this guy away. So if you let this sit for a little while too, it really soaks up that nice, delicious flavor from the dressing. I think that's all we got, you know? How about we build us some sliders? You hungry?
Oh, listen, does it look like I miss a meal?
I don't think so. All right, you want to grab a bun?
Yep. This goes on first, and then we put the coleslaw?
There's no rules.
Okay.
No rules to sliders.
Okay, all right. So just a little bit of this. Like that.
Got some slaw? Throw some slaw in there.
The
What,
hands
that's all the the chicken you want?
I just, I was
Trying to save it for something?
being respectful for the, the crews out here. They're like, leopards trying to get a gazelle out in the prairie, for God's sakes. They're looking at us.
Throw some coleslaw on there, how about it?
And we do a little bit of the coleslaw
Right on top.
right on top.
How about some nice pickles? And, we'll call it a day.
All right, that sounds good. Pop it right on. Let me tell you, this looks pretty good. You mind?
No, be my guest.
Wow, that is unbelievable. The pickle adds like a little something to it.
Absolutely.
It really does.
That's the goal.
You want a bite?
I don't know about that.
Can't have any. Man, this is phenomenal. This is the famous Chef Emily Yasi barbecue chicken slider. I'm going to finish this. We're going to check in now with Christy for our Tito's Handmade Vodka drink of the day.
Thanks, Wayno. Our segment today is sponsored by our good friends at Tito's Handmade Vodka. We're going to be mixing up a delicious cocktail, so grab your shaker and let's get started.
And here is Tito's Executive Mimosa. We're going to use a pint glass for this one, 2 ounces of Tito's Handmade Vodka, 0.5 ounces of orange juice, 0.75 ounces of Cointreau or any orange-flavored liqueur, and fill the rest with Prosecco. Garnish with an orange wheel, and voila, there is Tito's Executive Mimosa.
Emily, great to have you on the program today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
The food was absolutely fabulous.
Awesome.
Let's talk about the JBJ Soul Kitchen. What makes it different from any other restaurant?
Well, there's no other restaurant that you can go to, and just by paying for your meal, you're helping contribute to your community, because by paying for your meal, you're helping offset the cost of feeding our in-need guests that come into the restaurant on a daily basis. It's a really wonderful concept, and I'm just so lucky to be a part of it.
Now, you had started your own nonprofit, and then you came to the JBJ Soul Kitchen. What was the attraction there for you?
I mean, it took 2 of my passions and put them together, and I was able to help people from such a broader scale than what I was able to do for my own nonprofit. So it was really cool to just be able to do what I love while helping everyone that I wanted to help at the same time.
What's the best thing that you like about working at the JBJ Soul Kitchen?
I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to say that John and Dorothea Bon Jovi are your bosses. Very few people are able to say that, so I'm pretty fortunate in that sense.
Talk about the volunteerism. That's very, very, very big
100%.
at the JBJ Soul Kitchen. What's that like? What do you look for in a volunteer? Are there requirements, or are they just you show up and you can volunteer?
There are very few requirements. I mean, if you do sign up for our food prep positions, we ask that you're able to hold a knife, which we would definitely not allow you to be a part of that section of our volunteerism. But that's really about it. We have everyone file online to volunteer, and we're approximately 95% volunteer run. There are very few paid staff members, so it's all about coming in and helping your community. So.
I saw earlier one of your demos, and you do a lot of those. You do a very, very, very excellent job at it. You have a great manner, and you have just a really kind-hearted and likable personality. When you go to do those demos, they're extremely popular, aren't they?
Oh, for sure, for sure. They sell out pretty fast.
Why?
I think that, people know what we do and like what we do, so to be able to come in and again say that you're able to support your community while enjoying a fabulous meal, and with our demos you're also learning. It's a whole experience to come in, so it's all about coming in and having a sense of unity together and learning something while you do it. So
you went to, in your training, you went to one of the top
culinary academies, the Freehold Borough?
Freehold Borough Culinary Academy was a part of my high school, so which actually Bruce Springsteen also went to. Not at the culinary school, but the Freehold Borough School in general. And I was fortunate enough to graduate from there. It was a 4-year training program, so I essentially learned everything that you need to learn in the industry before being in the industry. So I got a head start.
And that program, from top to bottom, was for, I mean, a young student coming in. I mean, you learn about all facets of the restaurant
Absolutely,
business.
from front of house to back of house, running and operating a restaurant from the ground up. And that's what you learn. So I was very fortunate in that sense.
What's the most challenging thing as an executive chef for you personally?
Probably for me personally, just being in the industry at 24 and being a 24-year-old female executive chef is definitely has had its challenges, but you know, you overcome what you can and you push forward from there. So.
Yeah, it seems you really push forward because you're a young woman and you're thrown into the Shark Tank.
Absolutely.
And you've done pretty well to come out as an executive chef. As I mentioned, extremely talented, as this shows today. What has been your most gratifying moment at the JBJ Soul Kitchen?
Just being able to see the impact that we have on our community, and all the guys that we do have come in there on a daily basis. You learn them inside out. You learn their names. You learn everything about them, and it creates this real sense of family and community. So just to see the impact that we do have on our community, just by providing a meal is truly gratifying. And food is what brings people together. There's food in front of us now, and the same way that we feed people in our restaurant, there's no difference. We have dining with dignity. We feed people the same regardless on their ability to pay, and that's what really is truly, truly beautiful about what we do there.
Yeah, and you have homeless people come in, you have veterans come in, you have anybody comes in, and if you can't pay for the meal, you make a donation, right?
If you can't pay for your meal, we have a system where you volunteer for your meal. So anywhere from bussing your table to helping out with landscaping, everyone contributes to our restaurant regardless of their ability to pay. So even if they don't pay, we create a sense of community and a sense of purpose just by having them do basic tasks around the restaurant.
And the focus that you have at the JBJ is really on community. And I think just looking at some pictures,
for sure,
it's very, very inviting. You've got the flowers outside. I just saw on your website you do your own gardens.
Absolutely, it's no different than any other restaurant. We have linen napkins, we have centerpieces, and regardless of your ability to pay, we treat everyone exactly the same. And in that sense, we work with local produce. We work with the produce that comes from our garden, and we just base our menu off of what we do there.
Now, folks, it's time for mail call.
Hi everyone, I'm Rico Petrocelli, former Red Sox shortstop, third baseman. I want to take this opportunity to thank all our U.S. veterans for their services to our country and to let you know that you are our heroes and we love you.
136,000 plus meals that you folks have done
to date.
To date, give us a little sample of the menu. What's the fare like there?
I mean, how our restaurant works is we change our menu bi-weekly because a lot of the people that do come in the restaurant come in on a weekly basis or a daily basis. And I don't know if you've ever made a giant pot of crock pot chili, but by the time you're done with it, you're so sick of looking at that crock pot chili, So our whole purpose is to keep it light and keep it changing. So we change the menu bi-weekly in order to have everyone be able to try different and new and exciting things.
How has it been to work for Dorothea and John Bon Jovi?
Dorothea is a really, really, really awesome person. I love, she just has such a good heart, and what she does for her community is, beautiful. I don't want to cry now, but she's like a really, really magnificent person. So we're grateful to have her every day.
Wow,
and John's cool too, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he is, right? He knows a little bit about music, I think. But...
Nothing about food, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's why he's got you. That's why he's got you. Who has been the most influential person in Emily Yasi's life? And you don't have to say Wayne Soares. I mean, I know that was a big impact today.
I don't know, man.
Working with me.
I don't know about you. I don't know. There's too many people to throw out there that I wouldn't want to offend anyone by saying someone rather than another. But every facet of my career, every part of my career, there's been an influential person. So I'm just grateful for, you know, in the restaurant industry, you can't get stagnant. You can't stay in the same place for too long, because there comes a time where you stop learning, and that's what my focus has always been. My kind of philosophy is always working, always learning, always growing, and by like continuing and furthering your education and furthering just moving from restaurant to restaurant, you never stop learning, and you always keep growing up in the industry. So in every restaurant that I've worked in, I've definitely had some super influential people that have helped me become the person that I am. Probably Maurice Maglione and Ches DeCellis would probably be the two most influential people in my career.
Where does Emily Yasi want to be 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from
Retired.
now? Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any aspirations to do your own Chef Emily's restaurant or anything along those lines?
I think that everyone in my life hopes that that's what I do, and that I end up having my own restaurant, but it's a lot, you know. Even in the facet that I am in now, it's a lot, and it's really nice to have someone to look up to and someone to work for, because then it doesn't ultimately fall on you. But you know, I see my name on a restaurant one day.
So can I. So can I. Lastly, what does it feel like every single day that you go into work, you make an impact on someone
100%.
with what you do? What's that feeling like for Emily Yasi?
Well, coming from the industry, and specifically coming from fine dining, you know, I'm so accustomed to just looking to appease traditionally more wealthy, more higher up individuals. But they're not, you know, it's not the same experience. You know, they're not going to remember that 10 years from now. They're not going to remember that experience. But in the line of work that I'm doing now, everyone is so grateful for what you do for them and how you're able to help them. So it's just, it's a very humbling experience, you know, and it just keeps you so grounded and so grateful for what you do have in this world.
Well, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to be here in the mess hall. Great food that you prepared, the barbecue chicken sliders, the sweet potato chips, by the way, were fabulous. They were absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
Can you tell me real quick the ingredients that goes into these?
Sweet potato chips and soul seasoning. That is it. So yeah, we just drop them and we slice them super, super thin, and we drop them in the fryer. And as soon as we lift them up, when they're still a little bit wet from the oil, we just toss them in the soul seasoning so that it sticks real nice, and then that's it. We let them sit and get crispy.
This is fabulous. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being on the mess hall.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime.
That's our show, folks. Special thanks again today to Chef Emily Yasi of the JBJ Soul Kitchen in Red Bank, New Jersey. And a special shout out to all of our wonderful crew here at Proprietors and on the mess hall. And today, we want to get a special shout out to Lieutenant Mark Jaffe, United States Marine Corps, World War II veteran, 100 years old. Fought at the battles of Peleliu and Okinawa. A true American and great hero. For Emily Yasi, I'm Wayne Soares. We'll see you next time here in the mess hall. Make it a great day.